Hey YouTube, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. Short video. I received my new super micro receiver from DasMikro for my Flysky Noble and wanted to make a short video because quite a lot of this stuff of DasMikro doesn't work that well or has some issues. So I wanted to test this one out and it seems it's really okay. Probably you know those super micro DasMikro receivers for the Flysky GT3C or this small 6-channel DasMikro receiver for the GT3C. They have this AutoPine system, what's quite a pain in the ass sometimes. And this new 6-channel receiver additionally has, if you use for double plugs, the plugs in the wrong direction, and if you use two of those in two cars side by side with two receivers, it won't work. They will interfere. So unbelievable what sometimes is released. This new receiver for the Noble does not have auto bind system. What's really nice, it has a bind button and it's super tiny. So check the dimensions. It's about 2 centimeters and it's also super light, about 1.5 gram, so it seems really nice. And it doesn't come with a lot, of course, not with a manual. It comes with 4 of those plugs with 1.5 millimeter plugs. That's JSD ZH plugs. But not with the Dumont plugs on the other side. I made those adapters. Unfortunately, those JSD ZH 1.5 millimeter plugs do not come with a lot of the microservers you can buy. You know, those from the Orlando, whatever, wherever you use it. Most of those come with 1.25 JSD GH or 1.0 millimeter plugs JSD SH. However, the small fiberless systems for 3D helis, like the Microbrain, Microspirit, Microvortex, do come with those 1.5 millimeter plugs too, and also the satellites. And that's why I found this servo from my Oxy 2 spare servo. But what I forgot, stupid me, and I preach this for 10 years now. Take care, those micro servos that come with micro plugs do not always come with the normal pins or normal pin direction or normal polarity. Normally, you know, from larger servos, the red plus is always in the center, and on one side there is the signal wire, and on the other side the black minus wire. But those servos, if you do have such servos at home, check it, because they do have the red wire, the plus on this side. And stupid me, I really preach it for 10 years now. Check the polarity. I did not check the polarity and plugged this servo into the DasMikro receiver, and you see now, you can see it here, it's burned. So I destroyed this servo. I am happy I didn't destroy the receiver. However, this servo is more expensive than the receiver, and I'm quite happy that I didn't plug a ESC I do have for my helicopters with 1.5 millimeter plug into the DasMikro receiver, because they of course do have the different polarity too. I don't know if the DasMikro receiver would have survived or not. It seems to have a kind of polarity protection. When I plugged the servo with the wrong polarity in, it went a little bit warm, but not a lot, and the servo went also a little bit warm. You can see it here. The receiver fortunately still works, so I didn't destroy the receiver. So I will make the tests now with normal servos. I don't want to change plugs in my micro servos and use those adapters. Binding with a bind plug is easy. You see this super tiny bind plug here, and keep this pressed keep it pressed when switching on the ESC. I use a 1080 here, but it doesn't matter. And now you see fast blinking the red LED. Come on, do it for the camera. And in your Noble, as always, go to RX set and then go to bind with a receiver.
Binding successful.
Okay, and you see bind complete, and works nicely. And then let's test some servos, but first let's switch it off again. And
Signal lost.
Noble complains as always. And now it works again. And if you power off the radio first, the Noble won't let you, as you know.
Power off receiver first.
But you have to confirm here. And this seems okay. That's a good failsafe. So the motor won't spin. And let's switch the Noble on again. And it binds again. Okay. And works again. And now let's plug in some servos for testing. Okay, plugged in 3 servos to channel 1, 3 and 4, and as we see, everything works nicely. So this seems to be a really cool tiny receiver for the Noble. For some smaller models probably won't use the large servos. It's not really cheap, but it seems to work flawlessly so far. Can't test it 2 receivers, 2 transmitters because I don't have it. Switch off.
Signal lost.
Okay, I should switch off this signal lost of the Noble. I hate it. Switch it on again. Everything works fine. Switch off the Noble.
Power off receiver first.
Power off receiver first. I don't want to. Blinking, slow blinking. Fail safe. And switch on the Noble again, and works again. So really nice, and what I like most, beside of the tiny dimensions and the super lightweight, is the bind plug. So this is the first DasMikro receiver I know I bought, but I did buy so far only quite a couple of those for my Flysky GT3C. That does not have this auto bind system. I don't like it. It has a bind plug and binding works flawlessly. So my conclusions so far: not cheap, unfortunately, but seems to work really fine. Bind button super nice, no auto bind. If you have servos with 1.5mm JSD ZH plugs at home, check the polarity first. Don't simply plug them into the receiver, because microfiberless systems do also have 1.5mm plugs, or most of those, and they do have servo plugs with different polarity. You can change the wires easily in those plugs. That's it, very short video guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. I'll be back.